And second, if he gets up there, not far behind him, was Acosta. Acosta did get second, and third place went to An of Korea. So the Koreans have a man in this breakaway as well. A bad look at the back for Arnold Keremet.
Arnold Keremet, the winner of our first stage. Looks like he's in trouble, but nothing that the mechanics cannot fix immediately. We'd just like to remind you that in this particular stage we will see a lot of the scenery of the topmost part of the Philippine Luzon Island.
Well, we're looking at the leading group here. There's 11 riders here. The reason they were slowing down, they saw a bunch of 8 chasing them up. So very soon we're going to have 19 riders in that group. This is the main field, looking a little bit more relaxed today and already conceded more than 2 minutes. But remember, this is the longest day of the tour, and they're letting the fish run perhaps. Now the 19 men have got together as we head out onto the first climb of the day at 67 kilometers covered. And a good tight sprint at the top, and a new name on the leaderboard there, because that was number 36 who flashed over the line. Then it's Velasco. Second, that was Valdez, and Domingo got third. Now note the name. Valdez is in the move again despite the attack yesterday. Jeremiah Lizardo, 72nd overall, and doesn't need his second fight change of the day.
They need every rider, especially that man for the Visayas team, which is very much in contention for the overall regional title that goes along with the run of the Marlboro Tour.
Now, this breakaway of 19 is beginning to look interesting. They're pulling away from the yellow jersey. There's the gap, 2 minutes 46 seconds. Valdez is here again. He's lying 4th overall now. This is the chase group, and it's really the big peloton. And you've got 3 of the Philippine riders, including the race leader, at the front. Another one moving through slowly to give him a hand. That'll put 4 riders from the Philippines national team at the front. Their other 2 riders are in the leading group. That's Enrique Domingo and Carlo Yascul. So they've got the race covered at the moment, and as I say, there's still a long way to go. Back to the leaders who are on this little string of hills now. There's 4 of them coming in very quick succession. We've moved on to the 73 kilometer point covered here, and the second climb of the day. It's a shame, you know, these riders can't have a look over the left shoulders because the views off this ocean road are absolutely stunning. 200 meters to go, that's what the green flag. Valdez is the rider in the blue jersey, the most to gain from this breakaway. A good time gap today. He wouldn't be far away from Espiritu's yellow jersey, and he knows it. And on his shoulder there, we've got Domingo. And the Korean rider, is in 3rd place. But a little bit of attack coming here from Enrique Domingo, and that finishes the job off. He gets the points at the top. And I think Valdez got second, he did. And Yascul just got over the Korean rider to get third.
Enough, Carlo Kiev, who loves these mountains, nowhere at front. He might be there together with Victor Espiritu.
He most certainly is, but this is Norberto O'Connor who's at the front talking to his team leader, Espiritu, planning the next move. What is it? We'll find out when we come back.
When Mother Nature decided she wanted to enjoy a cycling tour, she had this in mind, but in the mind of these cyclists, this is not the right time to appreciate the scenery. Maybe another time, another opportunity. Peloton in view.
Yes, with the yellow jersey at the front, they're trying to close down this escape for now as we get to the steepest climb of the day. And this is a tough one. It's the 98 kilometer point. Remember, we're racing today to the 235th kilometer. A long way to go when they clear these mountains. And this breakaway containing the danger man so far today, Placido Valdez, climbed to 4th yesterday and is now looking for around about 7.5 minutes lead over that yellow jersey, and that will be his by right at the finish. That's what he's trying to do. There he is on the front, setting the pace all the time. Nearest the camera is another great rider, Dolosa, also with a lot to gain today because he's been outside the top 6 riders overall for a few days now, and he could well be up inside that top 6 by the end of it. So not surprisingly said that they are setting the pace and ignoring the views.
This 11th stage of the Marlboro Tour from 1997, a total distance of 234.9 kilometers, will bring out the best from these cyclists. Mountain climbs, the heat, as well as flat roads to sprint on.
And just going through the frame there was Victor Espiritu. He's the rider in yellow. He's chosen the last climb of the day to try and get a little group working because he wants this man back alongside him. Valdez, 7:47 down this morning. He's now pulling back minutes on the yellow jersey, and he's doing most of it because of his own effort at the front. Dolosa following here. The teammate of Espiritu sitting just behind. Domingo, also Carlo Yascul is here. But they've split away half of the group on this climb. There were 19 of them, and I reckon there's only about 11 of them left now. Long twisting climb, a beautiful climbers delight this road. It's very smooth, it hairpins, it twists, and the riders who can climb can keep a very fast rhythm up here, sit in the saddle and pedal quickly. Well, this is a little breakaway that's trying to get settled into the chase. The blue jersey there is Juan Campo of Hong Kong. He's third overall. The yellow, obviously, he's the leader. I've also seen here Carlo Gieb, who lies second. So it looks as though the heads have stayed to the race and now reacting. There's Tonton Sudanto as well from Indonesia. He's in the group. And so it looks as though they're trying now to get down to a serious chase. They've left themselves plenty of time. Once they're over the top of this hill, it's more than 100 kilometers down to the finish. The green jersey is Arnel Keremit, a strong workhorse on the side of the yellow jersey, and just marking him was Carlo Gieb. And I can also see here Jun Dai Hong of Korea, who is also in the top 6 places in the race. Now let's get back up to the leaders, the 2 men most to gain. There's one of them, Dolosa, 8th overall, looking for 13 minutes and a single second today. And he's being marked by Carlo Yasul, the Philippine teammate of the race leader Espiritu. They've got themselves a good tempo going as well. They're not looking like slowing down at all. They've been out front virtually since the gun this morning. They've formed over the opening 35 kilometers, this front group. They've thinned it down a little bit, but all the best men are certainly still here. Long climb, very fast, hardly any wind. And a chance here now to perhaps gain ground, but they've set themselves a terrific target for the day to actually expect to stay away for something like 190 kilometers, especially in these very hot conditions. It becomes something of a war of attrition, I think, for some of the visiting riders. Now there's the Hong Kong rider, Juan Campo. Still very much a strong rider and looking for his chance to attack the race leader, Espiritu. And coming to the front now to set the pace is Espiritu's teammate, Keremit. It does seem to me as though the Philippine national team is now riding much more to orders here and are gathering strength around their team leader. And Espiritu taking the lead as he did after the circuit race on Sunday at Baguio City. He's setting himself 1 week in yellow if he is to succeed for the second year and win this race. Dolosa at the front at the blue flag as we start the final climb proper now. Now Dolosa is the man with a lot to gain, number 31. And this group really has thinned down, so 2, 4, 6, 8, about 9 riders left in it just now.
Talking to Renato Dolosa and covering and discussing these 3 200-kilometer races, he said this is the time he is going to make his move. He has no other choice.
Well, he's living up to what his threat is, because he's still got one more race tomorrow of more than 200 kilometers, and if anything, the weather will be certainly as hot and maybe even hotter. An attack going off the front here. Looks like Rodrigo Costa, who's starting to make his move, and he's a member of the Northern Luzon team. They've had a very good race. We're still looking for the first regional stage win, by the way. We've only had 3 victories by the Philippine national team. All of the other victories have gone the way of Korea. Well, there's a first bringing of Philippine riders in this breakaway today. Acosta has made his move, pedaling at the right time, halfway up the climb, leaving himself plenty of time to get to the top of the mountain first and grab the points.
Acosta, through the course of the Marlboro Tour, has basically been the policeman for Carlo Gieb, but today he's at front, and Acosta is a farmer by profession, and this is his rookie year in the Marlboro Tour.
Well, he's settling in now, and he certainly looks like a climber. Nice slight build, and he dances well on those pedals, so he's got his rhythm going. Now, we've gone back here to the yellow jersey group. They too have an attack to try and contain. One rider slipping off the front here as well. And this is Davidella, who is a member of the national team. So again, he's on the side of the yellow jersey, trying to draw something out of that bunch to try and get this chase underway. Immediately joined by a power authority there, number 135, Han Yun Shul from Korea. That one's back under control. The same can't be said for this man, though. He is certainly out of control at the moment. Acosta heading up towards the top of the mountain and certainly not waiting for anybody. He's climbing extremely well. Whenever he feels his rhythm slowing down, he gets out of the saddle, accelerates, and then sits down again and continues the pace. He looks like a very good climber here.
Talking to the coach of this Northern Luzon squad, Domingo Calvana, a former tour champion, they said they'd really attacked towards the home stretch stages of the Marlboro Tour from 1997.
Now, David Hiller's got himself a career. I think it's Han Yun Shul, the two of them now just ahead of this group. And the yellow jersey doing a lot of work on the climb, because the Espirito feels because it's the climb, this is the chance he has to try and get away from the rest of the peloton. He's not too concerned about the two riders just in front, because he'll pick them up on the way down the mountain. 200 metres to go to the top now for Acosta, back with the leader here. The points are going to be his now. He's got about 20 seconds over the chase. I don't think he's planning on staying away to the finish. It's an awful long way to go if he is, because we're only just passing through here on this first category climb at around about the 98 kilometre point. There's the chase group in the distance. They've thinned down dramatically on this long hill. And over the top, so he'll get the King of the Mountains points. There's going to be a little sprint for the second place, and it looks as though Domingo gets that, and he's reaching out for water at the same time, which he gets. And Dolosa third over the line. Looked like Valdez wasn't far behind him. Back to the chasers now. They're still out front, but they're acting really as a carrot now for the yellow jersey and the bunch. Oh, having said that, there's somebody gone through on the outside, and in fact, that is Gerardo Ignos.
Is a former Tour champion as well, familiar with the beats and rhythm of this Marlboro Tour. This is a familiar route. Sometimes we go the other way, Phil.
Yes, in fact, most times we go the other way. This is the first time for many, many years the race has come in this direction. Anyway, there's confirmation of the result as we saw it. Acosta ahead of Domingo and Dolosa. They're now regrouping here on the way off the mountain. Well, this is a beautiful descent, twisting left and right at speeds of 80 kilometres an hour, but somebody has missed his line. That is Gerardo Aymar. Well, he was very lucky there. He lost complete sight of his line, and he wandered away to the right, but he's recovered well. But my goodness me, I bet his heart missed a beat, and he's going to have to chase back now up to the leaders. It won't be a great problem. This descent goes on for about 5 kilometres. He should get back. Here's the main field. They, in fact, are hovering at round about 3.5 minutes. I wonder if the yellow jersey will get back.
Back here with Sep Sarmenta and Phil Liga for the 11th stage of the Marlboro Tour from 1997.
Almost 6 hours on this, the longest stage of the Tour, and we could be set for a big surprise. Placido Valdez in this breakaway, and there he is on the front, looking extremely strong. The other man making big time gains today is Renato Dolosa. And there is Dolosa passing through the lens. Although Yazul, one of 2 Philippine national team members in this breakaway. This is the yellow jersey group now trying to bring this race back onto at least a semblance of terms. What he doesn't want to do is allow that breakaway to gain more than 7 minutes 47 seconds. Otherwise, the yellow jersey of Victor Espirito will pass onto the shoulders of Placido Valdez. This is a puncher from the lead group here. Enrique Domingo has had a flat tyre. The neutral service is on hand, but they're going to have to work it out pretty fast, because this breakaway now is in the closing kilometres of the day, and they are still gaining time. This is the second chase group on the road here, and in the far distance the yellow jersey group is still not in sight. These are the leaders now, heading down towards the finish. And Placido has done all of the work all day long to try and drag this group, as he did yesterday, when a long break yesterday paid dividends, but not by big margins. The difference today is he could get very big margins, and the yellow jersey knows it, Seth.
And his group just 6 minutes and 12 seconds behind. So far, Victor Espirito has managed this lead well. As we catch up with Placido Valdez, something happened to him along the road.
He's had a flat tyre, the same as Domingo, and he's now having to try and get back to the group as well. Well, he's got a good chase down. The thing in the stars puncture, the chances are you do get back. 7 minutes and 1 second, it says. 7 minutes, 1 second, the board there, being shown to the chase group on the road. The yellow jersey is that far behind now. We're 30 seconds away from Valdez taking the leader's yellow jersey. 7:47, his deficit this morning. He's now rejoined the lead group and anxious to get straight back to the front to continue the chase. Here's the yellow jersey group, and they're not really chasing as hard as they should be at this stage of the race. I think they've more or less conceded defeat for the day. Maybe, you know, that Espirito would like to lose that leader's yellow jersey, and just by a margin he could recover later. 10 kilometres to go now.
Could help ease some of the pressure on him as we enter just about the home stretch of the Marlboro Tour for this year.
Absolutely, but of course, no doubt he's always thinking too of the 8,000 pesos he receives for every day he successfully defends the race lead. Now it looks like somebody slipped away from the bunch here from the front, and indeed this is number 83, so that's Lizardo. He's just come away from the bunch. We've had a flurry of attacks from this breakaway. They were all jumped on by the rest, but they haven't marked Amar. It may be because he's a regional rider from the Visayas team, and maybe they thought he wouldn't make it. Well, he's gone, and he's got a big gap, and Acosta has gone after him. Acosta will, well, you may remember, on that last first category climb of the day, and now he's gone after him. But there's huge gaps all of a sudden in this breakaway.
Crowd just near the Toral, which is the target, feeling the excitement.
Well, I wonder if Acosta saw the 5 kilometre to go board behind the crowd there, but that's what he's got left. And another counterattack now going from the second chase group.
And that's Dalen Benito of Northern Luzon trying to set the pace with this big pack.
And again, no reaction from the yellow jersey group. They're really not having a good day at all. Little narrow bridge here, with those nasty gaps between the planks where the wheels can drop into, but okay, they're all over. And still the Koreans are finding it's a tough one now. They've got 2 riders in that front group, but all of a sudden they are finding counterattacks coming from the Filipino riders, and they're having to counter them themselves, and they're having no success at the moment. This man Amar is now determined on victory, and he's driving on. He's got a big gap. Now there comes back into the fold Acosta. Well, not exactly the fold, only 2 riders here. And one of these riders is number 62, and that is Ruel Casalhay. And with him is coming the Korean rider and Sung. So they've got control now. Sung is the man on the front.
And we have 3 names that we have hardly heard from in the past few days, but now making more than just their presence felt. Mr. Victor Espirito, Mr. Yellow Jersey is there with some company.
And sitting on the wheel of Juan Campo. You know, Juan Campo is going to lose his 3rd place as well here to Placido Valdez. The time gaps remain. 1 kilometre to go for the greyhound of the day. Taking his chance well, and I don't think they're going to catch him now. I think we're going to be treated to the first regional victory of this tour.
Amar is a veteran of the tour, 34 years old. Best place finish was 16th overall last year.
And in that following car is Tim Harris, the former British professional road race champion, who's helping coach this team, and he's going to be pretty happy. All the British coaches on this tour have also had this friendly rivalry, wanting to get the first victory from their team. And it looks like it's going to go to Tim Harris here, because now it is Lizardo who's preparing himself for the victory salute. He gets the stage win, and 25,000 pesos goes into the team bank. Here's the sprint for second place, and it's Ruel Casalhay who gets the second place. As Seth said, another new name there, Anson gets 3rd. But there is the man who took his chance, took it well, and the result is he won the stage, the longest stage of the tour. And the riders continue to come in. Carlo Yasul gets the 5th place, 1 minute and 2 seconds back, along with Placido Valdez. Going to be close for the yellow jersey, you know. He knows it too. He'll only be seconds off that yellow jersey. It all depends on the arrival of this pack here. They're close. The countdown now. They're being led over the line by Juan Campo and Tonton Sudanto. Is second in it. But the yellow jersey, I think, will stay with Espiritu. The result of the day, Amar gets the stage from Casalhay, Anson gets 3rd, and Acosta gets 4th. Renato Dolosa also made progress today, finishing 6th, and Placido Valdez finished 9th, 1 minute and 2 seconds back. A shout for the Maillot Jaune, the yellow jersey of the Tour, and he's keeping that yellow jersey by the skin of his teeth. There it is, 25 seconds ahead of Guillem, 35 ahead of Valdez, who's now in 3rd. Juan Campo drops to 4th, but there's really nothing in it. This race has got tighter and tighter as the days have gone on. That jersey isn't safe yet. Let's have a look now at the team race, because that is closing in as well. The Philippines lost a little bit today. They're now 9 minutes ahead of Korea, but this still remains a 2-team race in the international event.
Now the regional competition finds Pangasinan still on top, with a couple of changes along the way. As the Marlboro Tour for 1997 ended its 11th stage here in this rustic town of Cataran in Cagayan, there is nothing quiet, rustic, or calm about this race. It is really heating up.
It was a great race today, a long stage, of course, and the first stage win by a regional rider. But what it did also show was the Philippine riders are now learning the tactics of the Koreans. They took the 2 of them on in that breakaway, they used their heads, and they won the day. I've got the feeling now we might see more Philippine victories in the last week of this tour. But you know, the man of the last 2 days make no doubt about who that is, Placido Valdez. 2 long escapes, which are now brought in from the depths of the overall classification to right up there with a real chance of winning this race.
That is the drama.